Right, cylinder head. So no dowels for the cylinder head. The studs are effectively the dowels. Question is, which way does it go? That don't line up brilliantly. Like that. You've got to love an aftermarket gasket set, haven't you? Okay. Oh, for genuine gaskets. So, by the way, off camera, I have had a straight edge on this. Oh, fucking hell, not the camera again. I have had a on this head to make sure it's flat. There is a bit of corrosion here. Can you see that? The rest of it's perfect. Some corrosion there. That bit is actually exposed to the elements at the front in between the cylinders here. So that's not of any consequence particularly. Let's get a couple of head bolts and use them to line the gasket up like that and that. Drop it on. Job's a good one. There is a little bit of oil on the threads of the studs. You can't put loads of oil on them though, because you don't want to get into a situation where, because that is a blind hole, if you had loads of fucking oil everywhere, you could hydraulic the, you know what I'm saying, and then when you torqued it up, you wouldn't get the bolt tight enough. Okay, that's a little bit nipped. Once again, the numbers are stamped on the cylinder head. Yamaha really don't trust anybody, do they? They really want you to do them up in the right order. What is the torque setting? Cylinder head torquing. They want you to do it in several steps. I don't know what the steps are. The final step is 20. I'm going to start at 10 and probably do a 15 and then a 20. I don't think it's that mission critical, to be honest with you. Go to 15. And then 20. Which doesn't seem like it's that tight, but actually when you're swinging on the torque wrench, 20 is quite a lot. Imagine with 8 bolts or with 20 foot-pounds on them. Imagine if your fucking hand was under there, how hard it'd be pulling down. Okay, job's a good one. Couple of things on this head still to do. There's this thermostat's not thermostat, this water outlet to go on with the new gasket. The what's-it switch, the thermal switch, which I haven't seen that for fucking ages. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I have seen it. That's got a little copper washer on it. That needs to go in there. The next thing, really, the big thing, is building up the clutch cover. Let's bolt that on. I'll screw that in. I'm going to put a little bit of, although there's a copper washer, I'll put a little bit of sealer on the thread as well. Just for belt and braces. Bosch a new set of plugs in it, so nothing can go down inside the cylinders. Progress. Yeah, sorry, a little bit of a fast forward. I thought I'd just quickly get everything on the cylinders. So the reed blocks are on, a new set of plugs in, this water outlet with a new gasket. Now, you're going to be cross with me for using manky looking bolts. They're the original bolts, and I wanted to keep it original. I did, because they're originally they're a black zinc. I've got stainless stuff I could put in it, but I can't bring myself to do it. I think buy the new genuine bolts would be my take on that. But I don't think originality is that important, because the owner has given me this hose to put on it. So we're obviously not going for the completely original look. So I should probably put stainless in there, but I'm not. I'm just going to use the originals, and then if the owner wants to change them afterwards, he can. So that's all together. I've even put the exhaust gaskets up in there for him that came in the kit. Okay, clutch cover now. I've got to get that water pump seal in and the drive for the oil pump and stuff, and then it's put the clutch cover on. We are literally on the home straight right now. So all the cylinder head nuts is all together, all the bits on the barrel. So all that remains is to do all the jiggery pokery with this clutch cover that we took apart. We can put that on there easily, can't we, to start with? I just laid it all out on here for simpleness. I need an Allen key for that. That one. All straightforward, I think. A couple of oil seals to go in. Water pump seal. Seal for the back of the oil pump drive, and the kickstart shaft oil seal. So nothing highly technical. I was thinking about, I was going to vapor blast that, wasn't I? But I haven't. It's a bit rusty, although it's clean. I don't like the rustiness. I don't want to have to fire my vapor blaster up. I know what might work. Hang on a minute. What about, so this stuff is another one of my favourites. Fallout remover. If you're a detailer, you'll know what that is. Let's put some of that on it. That, with any luck, will go pink, and all the rust will come off. Yeah, perfect. Okay, just leave that soak for a minute and then rinse it off with water. Cool. Saves vapor blasting it. Just didn't want to put it in there rusty. So that's on. Now the first thing I want to do is, we've got an oil seal to go in here. Remember this big fat jobby? What says water side on there? And okay, so that's going to go in that way. I think the easiest way is probably to press it in, because that's flat on there. We can put that, you know what I'm saying? Just press it in nice and straight. You could even, because it's quite close to the bottom, you could do it in a vise with a socket probably, couldn't you? Let's try that. Let me get a bit of grease on this seal and try and press it in with a vise. This is one of those situations where you need 3 hands. I've just rubbed just a little bit of that gooey assembly lube in there and all over the seal, just so it's, you know what I mean, not going in dry. That says water side on that side, so let's do that. Can I start it with my fingers a little bit? Not really, that's pretty tight. Right, let's try, and how am I gonna, need to get the centre of the hole. Oh Jim, put it that way like that. Can you even see? Yeah, sort of. Move you a bit. I don't know how well you can see. If you can't see very well, I do apologise. But I need 4 pairs of hands for this. Let's try and get that in there like that. If you do it this way, you see, because here we go, fucking hell, it's going in lovely. The face of the water pump is flat, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Fucking hell, really shit camera work, Jim. The face of the water pump around the back here is flat. And obviously the two faces on the socket are flat, so theoretically it's pushing it in straight, isn't it? Famous last fucking words. Let's take it out and see what's happening, because that went on the wonk. Well, that's fucking perfect. Fucking beautiful. Nice and straight. Okay, right, bearing. Got a plan for that. Yeah, that went in way easier. I don't know why I thought that was going to be a mission, but maybe because it was a bitch to get out. Bit of rust in the bottom of there. It's a bit annoying, isn't it? Can fucking stay there. It's not. It's just staining on the aluminium. It's not like crusty rust. Right, for the bearing, I'm going to gently warm this up with a blow lamp. Why am I doing that? I could just fucking... I bet the bearing will just fucking fall in there if it's cold. The bearing is in the freezer. If I just gently warm that, the bearing's cold, I think it will just fucking fall in that hole without any tappy-tappy. Let me go grab the bearing. Kind of completely unnecessary. And I can't warm the casing up too much because there's a bloody rubber oil seal in there. So I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. You could literally just tap that bearing in, but I think let's just warm that slightly. I'm completely wasting my time here, aren't I? There's the fucking freezing cold bearing. Where's my tappy? Fucking hell, Jim, get your tappy ready. You fucking idiot. Oh, now it's stuck. Oh, you fucking idiot. Where's me hammer gone? There it is. Yeah, it doesn't really need to be, as long as you're tapping on the outside edge of the race, you know what I'm saying. That's definitely home, although it is a little bit proud. Was it like that before when I pulled it out? I don't know. Was it? Maybe I should go back and watch the video. Anyway, that's in. Let me just... I feel like that should be flush. Should have measured it, shouldn't I? But then I wasn't... Let me look at the video. If only I'd videoed it coming apart, I'd be able to know what it was like. Yeah, it's exactly like that, isn't it? So that is not a problem. Let's put a little bit of lube in that bearing. Okay. That'd be that then. Let's give my impeller a wash. And then we can do some assemblage. Gotta love a bit of chemistry, haven't you? It's like I fucking bought one. Okay, so lube me shaft a bit. Why don't you put another glove on, Jim? And slide it through. Just tight that. Too tight. Marvellous. Pin. Where be the pin? There it is. Like that. Put that down over the top. Washer. Big washer. And circlip. Fucking tight that. Let's get me pliers. See if we can fucking fire it across the workshop. Thank you. Cool. One rebuilt water pump. Now then, gasket. Got a gasket here which has got some sealer, you know what I mean, built into it. So that's a nice flat side. Actually, that works out quite well. I was thinking I might need to put a little bit of 3-bond on it, but that is the side that goes against there, which is a little bit uneven. A bit of brake cleaner on there. Like that. Like that. These screws are a bit dry and horrible. Let's get some CU800. Give them a little fucking snifter of that. Number 3 GIS this is. Okay, torquey up. Click. Click. Okay, now it's on to the oil pump drive. In fact, no, let's put that seal in there. Let's put a glove on, shall we? Got that one for the oil pump drive and this one for the kickstart. Jobby what's it shaft. Let's just use a bit of this assembly lube so it's not dry going on in. It'll literally push in with my fingers. Like that. Although it does look slightly like the edge needs to be pushed to the right size. That's the ticket. Okay, right, inside there's one there for the oil pump drive. Question is, which way round? It's going to keep the engine oil in, so it's going to go that away. I think that's all the way. I might need to get a socket to just push on the outside edge of that. Too small, too big, too small still. What's that? 14. 17 is going to be too big, isn't it? Oh, maybe a little tappy is needed. Did I knock the camera then? Sorry. I think that'll do, donkey. Okay. So from this side, we have this shaft. Let's lube that a bit because that's literally a plain bearing. It's lubricated by the two-stroke oil on this side, in case you were wondering. Fucking hell, that bloody assembly lube is so sticky. Right, that's that. There is a gasket to go on there. You're getting that before the oil pump goes on. On this side, you get a better shot of this. So this pokes through here, and then we have the little pin and the gear. Just got the slot for that pin to drive. Like that. And then somewhere on here is a circlip. There it is. Try and get that with the pliers. Is that all the way? No. That is. And you're wondering, Jim, why is this shaft floating backwards and forwards? Well, it's because on this side here, the oil pump, this shaft's got a shoulder on it, and it's pushed in. When the oil pump goes on, the oil pump holds the shaft in that position, so it can't float backwards and forwards. There's also a little, did I say? Got a little gasket there for the oil pump too. Okay. What else? Might as well put that in. I haven't got a new O-ring for that, but O-ring looks okay. I think we're ready to put, God, that's a really shit camera angle, Jim. No, zoom out. Somebody fucking come and save me. We're ready to put that on now, I think. Right, to the engine. Clutch cover then. Before I do that, I need the kickstart mechanism, don't I? Which goes in there. Let's not put the clutch cover on, and then where does that locate? Oh, in that little bit of the crankcase there. Right. Put a little bit of lube on you. In fact, let's lube you too. Not that you really need it, you're going to be full of oil soon. So you go in there, like that. And then, can I get that with my fingers? Yes, I can. Where's my kickstart lever? Okay. Now then, let's change the angle of the dangle slightly. It's like putting the clutch cover on easier. Can you see still? No, can you? Fuck. Right, let me move the camera. Okay, that should be better. Let's give this one last little wipeage. I've got a little bit of grease on that water pipe there, which also has a new O-ring on it, because that slides into the water pump here. Okay, I need some 3-bond, tiny smidge in there, tiny smidge in there. Now it's only got, there's one dowel, and it only has one dowel because the shaft for the water pump drive is effectively a locating point. Gasket. Like that. And then give that case another wipe, hang on. And this bad boy, get that water pipe to line up and go in. Kickstart shaft. Where you stuck? There we go. Marvellous. Okay, I'll get some screws in there, tighten that up. Let's get the oil pump on. I mean, we're pretty much there, guys, aren't we? Marvelocious. Looks good, that, doesn't it? Even if I do say so myself. Right, oil pump. Just give that a little bit of wipey down there. Gasket. That away. Where's me pump? Down here. Literally just pushes on there. Two screws. I think I've said, haven't I, already, and it makes me nervous that I'm not party to it, but you can build the most fucking perfect two-stroke engine in the world, and if somebody gets the carburation wrong and the oil delivery wrong, it'll fucking blow up. It's that simple. So the oil pump output needs to be tested. So it needs to be started and run on premix to start with, so it's getting oil 100% of the time. And then the output of this pump needs to be checked. You know, there's a bleed screw there, you've got to bleed the pump, and then you've got to check the delivery at the carburetors. It's got to be tested. And then the carburetion's got to be right, and I've had nothing to do with the carburetors, so that makes me a little bit nervous. Now there is, I think he did say that he was going to replace all these pipes, but I'll put them in position so they're there. There's a little rubber noggin for there, isn't there? This one here, look. That, and they go into the, you know this, but they go into the carburetor, don't they? Little plastic cover for that, which is here. Yeah, that already hasn't got its standard bolts in, but that's how it was when it got here. I know what you're thinking. Jim, you haven't done the flywheel up yet. You're right, I haven't done the flywheel up yet. I was just thinking about that. I won't forget, that would be a fucking disaster. So we'll torque that up. Kickstart shaft, kickstart lever. An Allen key for that. $6mm Allen key. Click. Click again. Okay, that is fucking that. One other thing, apart from tightening up the flywheel, little drain bolt with a new crush washer. Not going to put oil in it for him. I'm not sure what his flavour is. Oh, sorry. Click. Let's have a tidy up and I will give you the final reveal. What do you think about that then? I'm pretty pleased with the way that came out. We might, it might even be at the end of this video, I don't know, get to hear this thing running at some point. Obviously I'm not installing it, so it's sort of a little bit out of my hands, but he did say he'd be happy to bring it to me so I could have a ride on it, or at least, yeah, hear it running. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. This is the end of this series. Has it been interesting? I think it has, maybe. It's the sort of thing I'd watch on YouTube, so I'm sure some people will enjoy it. Like and subscribe and all that bollocks. And if you can, and you're willing, become a patron. It's massively helpful. It's the patrons that enable these sort of videos to happen, because this job has taken, you know, I can only charge the normal labour rate for doing a job like this, but in reality it's taken probably 5 times longer, because I've been filming and moving the camera around and generally dicking around with the camera, and then of course there's all the editing. So having that little bit of patron money means I can go slow on some of these jobs and film them. So we're all very grateful to you patrons, even the other viewers of YouTube, not just me. Right, waffle over. Appreciate all of you. Like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. I've got some interesting stuff coming up.